back at it with another one. First one of the year. Let's make it a banger. So today we were watching WTI, Well Money Gang, and price did the things. It's just to start it off, no time wasted. Let me just move this. So today, before this candle popped up, we're on the daily time frame, of course. We're looking for shorts. We broke this low, broke that low, and price gave us that fair value gap over there. When I jumped on, like earlier on today, around about just before London session started, so I'd say about 2:30ish. Okay, London obviously already started, but round about that time, price was somewhere up here, just at the beginning of the low of that fair value gap. That's what we're tapping into. So already I was thinking, where could we draw up into? Because originally I was bullish. I was looking for price to come back to those equal double highs over there, but that's for maybe later on in the week, if not next week. But we got offered a short opportunity today, and then automatically I was trying to figure out where could price draw to. So for me, that gap over there, that's where I was eyeing out or looking for price to trade back down into. And that's what happened nicely, as you can see. Let me just throw back the lipstick. So yeah, overall or long term, I'm looking for price to get up to $80 a barrel, round about there, take out the liquidity at those levels. But today this was the business. I noticed this fair value gap is also at the consequent encroachment of this order block over there. And as you can see, the draw was accurate, very beautiful. That fair value gap over there. And then I was also looking at this bearish candle there as a breaker. Like I said, I entered somewhere around about there. I took a bit of heat on the position as we traded back up into that daily order block over there. A lot of confluences, very nice. Let me just throw a fib on this. I'm going to use the wicks as well. Normally it's the bodies, but today I'm going to do the wicks. Actually, let me just do the bodies. Let's talk about the bodies. So if we put it on the bodies, as you can see, the premium level is just above that 0.5 line, which also coincides with that order block and or the breaker. So just almost at the high of that daily fair value gap. Let me sip some tea. I really hope the sound is proper. I'm not in the usual studio. I'm at home. Home. You know, mom and dad are in the lounge chilling. They might walk in on me. It is what it is. So, price was up there. Let me just put that back quickly. Fair value gap at the top, targeting the draw on the low over there. Or fair value gap overlapped with the consequent encroachment of this order block there. This is where I'm looking to take a long, to be honest. As you scale down to a lower time frame, maybe I'll get a break to the upside and we can potentially go up there. We'll see. So cool. Fair value gap. That other fair value gap over there. It's a pretty simple trade, or actually, if I'm being real honest. Very simple. Go down to the 4H. More clarity. So as you can see, I entered somewhere there. So like I said, I took a bit of heat. Not too much, fortunately, but yeah. Can see our price knocked this order block over there quite beautifully. in retrospect, I think I should have rather just waited for it to get back up to that 4H order block and then look for signs on a lower time frame for entries. You know, we have another fair value gap over there. Let me just move this thingy so that we can see a bit clearer. You can see another fair value gap over there on the 4H time frame, blocked by that order block over there. Very nice high probability sell. I wasn't involved in that one, but then this candle rebalanced that imbalance. So this is now my intermediate term high. I wasn't looking for that to be broken. If that got broken, then my trade would be invalid. Initially, was it initially or nah? That was when my stop loss was placed just above that high, so that if price broke above this, I'm out. The idea is clearly not valid. And as you can see, it was most definitely valid. Most definitely valid. Let me just go to the M15. M15, there you go. Yeah. Earlier on when I was looking at it, this was about 3 a.m. in the morning. I was expecting price to sell off after it tapped into that order block / fair value gap, but that wasn't the case. It chose to go up a bit more, play around, and then finally it dipped quite nicely. I wasn't in the full position though. I got spooked out roundabout here. Roundabout there. At the time I thought this was my initial take profit, obviously. I'll link a screenshot of my MT5 with the execution down in the comments. Mostly for me so I can see later on, but if any of you are interested, you'll also get to see it. I got spooked out over there. I thought price was gonna reverse back, to be honest, but clearly it didn't. And I knew I was gonna hate myself for closing that position, but it is what it is. I secured what I secured, and I'm happy about that. Tomorrow's another day. But yeah, quite straightforward. This year, I think I'm just gonna focus on NQ and WTI. NQ, out of the 3 US averages, that's US 30, S&P, and NASDAQ. I like NASDAQ personally. That's the first chart that I really started paying attention to, so I'm just gonna carry suit and just keep mastering it. Forex, on the forex side, I'm leaning more towards GBP USD, but then yeah, I'm not really gonna speak on forex. This year we're just looking at oil and NASDAQ. I'll obviously throw in some forex here and there, but yeah, it is what it is. I'll see how I'm feeling. I noticed something interesting today with the oil. See, you have WTI, that's the US benchmark, and then you have Brent crude as well. The same way I use, say you're trading euro, right? Euro dollar and GBP USD are pretty much correlated or move in the same direction. And you can use either one to look for SMT divergence to further on add confirmation to a position. Or say the same thing with the indices. You know, look for a breaking correlation between US 30, US 500, and US 100. I am going to do the same thing with oil, but like with Brent and with WTI. So with Brent, notice the peak there, right? Brent, it was, did I clear it? That sucks. Okay, Brent was sloping down, you know, low key, like, maybe I'm just imagining things, but you can see it was sloping down compared to WTI just before we got that like big sell off. You see that? Let me go back to WTI. It was sloping up. So I'm going to be looking in my back testing, of course. I'll be looking for such things to go down. You also notice that with WTI, we had that daily fair value gap priced down into like that, that imbalance over there. Whereas on Brent crude, we haven't yet done that. It's still making its way down. So I guess if I wanted to take a position on UK oil, since it's a laggard, target still remains the same, whatever. But we'll see. Maybe for this, in order for this one to catch up, since like we're seeing downward pressure, WTI might sweep that low. I don't know. We'll see. But that triple bottom looks too crisp. I think maybe price could be drawing towards that, if I'm not mistaken. Same thing here with UK oil. It just looks way, way, way too crisp. I'd be surprised if we don't at least poke through that within this week or next week or whatever. I'll really be surprised if we don't. But we'll see what happens. We gonna see what happens. But that's about that on today's trade. Nothing crazy. First trading day of the year. But technically it was yesterday, but does yesterday really count? It was a bank holiday. New Year's. New Year, Today's the first day post New Year's, post the bank holiday. There was no red folder news events. Usually I don't look to enter positions in such conditions, but I saw the setup. I entered without regrets, made sure the risk management was on point, and then the rest is history. Only thing I really would like to improve or work on is holding positions to their full maturity and not like tapping out before it gets to where it needs to get to. But we're going to be documenting all of that this year, and we'll see where we end up. As it still stands, I'm still looking for price to reach up to that double top over there. The same position or setup isn't really there on UK oil. As you can see, it kind of poked up, or like it pushed that liquidity over there. But we don't really care about Brent. We're on that WTI. So I'll still be tracking this for the duration of the week or the year, really for the rest of the year. It's oil money gang. I'm still looking for a sign that we are gonna turn bullish. That's what I'm waiting on right now. But we will see. Quick shameless plug. Check me out on Twitter. The handle is SCHMDII. And I will be documenting the process. We're going to be documenting the process. It's going to be a big year. Big year. So if you want to see or track with me off the YouTube, this is where you'll find me. The handle is SCHMDII. And looking forward to catching y'all there. I'm going to try to be consistent with the uploads, hopefully every day. But after every trade I take, ideally I should be putting something up about it. Low-key like a journal. Yeah. That'll also keep me accountable and not going to tilt to take like 6 trillion trades in a day or whatever, since I have to like do a breakdown, record on it and whatever. But yeah, took a slurp of some tea. Yeah, man, more updates on the way. Thank you for the time, and let's grow.